Hello and welcome to Rose-Colored Glasses. My name's Nanette, and on this channel we explore divine feminine energies. The reason I concentrate on the feminine energies is because it's the creative manifesting power. And we have a lot of masculine energy with all the situations that are going on in the world, and we need to balance that out with the feminine energies so that we can create the life that we desire. So this is a pick a card, and I'm using the Celtic Goddess Oracle by Judith Shaw. And the idea is to pick the card that resonates with you because it'll have a specific message to you. But you're also welcome to stick around for all three cards because sometimes the messages meld together really well and you can use the characteristics in whichever way you choose. So the idea here is to use the characteristics that are presented to bring more of that into your life to create positive change. So these are goddesses, and you are welcome to call on them to imbue you with those characteristics and start to feel the energy and the change around those characteristics. And then start to notice in your life how you're bringing in more of that characteristic to create the change you desire. So if you're returning to the channel, thank you so much for your support. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope this information resonates with you and you get the positive change that you're looking for. We have card 1, 2, 3. There will be a timestamp in the description below if you want to go directly to the card that resonated with you. So let's get started. If you chose card number 1, you have got the goddess Clina. She's the goddess of beauty, the sea, and the afterlife. And I believe she's here today in regards to her aspect of being goddess of the sea. She's represented in every 9th wave, which is super powerful because in Celtic lore, the Trinity is powerful, and she's 3 times the Trinity. So for her, and thinking of every 9th wave, there's a lot of power and potential behind that. And being associated with the water, she's associated with emotions, deep desires. And desires can be really powerful. If we embrace our desires in the way we're meant to and give them that powerful 9th wave energy, then they can develop in our lives to be our reality. The problem is we pinch off our desires and then they have no way to manifest in our reality. Say, for example, I've been seeing a lot of things about yachts, and I would like to rent a yacht. I know there's a better word for it. I just can't think of it at this time. But, you know, if you look at a yacht and the expense behind it, I was watching a show last night and they're $10,000, well, this particular one was $10,000 a night. So to be on it for a week, that's $70,000. So, you know, in some instances, that could sound like a lot of money, especially when it's just being used for a vacation. But when we stand at the edge of an ocean or the sea, and we look at the vastness of potentiality that's in that ocean, if we start thinking of that vastness of potentiality in regards to our desires, then we can be open to and have faith in that there is some way to make that desire possible. So there is a potential out there for me to be able to charter a yacht for a vacation. It's just being open to that. If I had stopped and said, oh my God, $70,000 is a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a vacation, I would have pinched myself off from that desire and it would have never had the potential to come true for me. But being open to it, then the universe can bring scenarios to you, people to you, resources to you that can help you reach that desire, whatever that desire is. So the idea behind this is start thinking about the idea of the ninth wave and the power behind the ninth wave, and that you have that same power. And if you can tap into it and have faith in it and be open to the idea of the vast potentiality that's out there, like the vastness of the sea or ocean, then you can keep yourself open enough and the energy's flowing enough that resources will start coming to you to make that desire true. So it's just changing up your perspective a little. So anytime you have a really deep desire of something that you would like in your life, even before you start to pinch yourself off from it, start thinking about the ocean, start thinking about Kleena, start thinking about the ninth wave, start thinking about the vastness of potentiality that's out there, and try to maintain an openness to all of that possibility. So start and shift things up, and then watch how things come about for you. And you can even start with smaller desires so that you can witness the reality of them, and then maybe that'll help give you more faith for your bigger desires. Because for the universe, whether it's chartering the yacht or it's getting an extra $1,000, it's all the same. Like $70,000 versus $1,000 is all the same to the universe. It's not. The universe isn't saying, well, because you want, $70,000 or $100,000 versus $1,000, your $100,000 is going to take a lot more effort and all of that. No, it's all the same. With the vastness of potentiality, each one could be brought to you just as easy as the other. But our mindset is that $100,000 is a lot harder than $1,000, and then we start to pinch ourselves off. So again, ninth wave, the vastness of the ocean, and the fact that there is unlimited potentiality out there to generate your desire. So start working with that energy and see how things start to shift for you. That's Kleena. You can call on her to imbue you with the openness of the sea, the openness of potentiality to help shift those energies for you. I appreciate you and thank you for being here. So if you chose card number 2, you have Rasmurta. So Rasmurta is, she was worshipped both in Celtic lore and the Roman Gauls, and she's a goddess of abundance and fertility, which is shown by the cornucopia and the butter churn and then the wheat in the back. That's all considered objects of abundance. And she is here to remind us of abundance. So in God and goddess lore, the god would envision whatever it is that he wanted done, and then the goddess would produce it. So in this case, Mercury was her god, and he would envision the abundance, and then she would create the abundance. So calling on Rasmurta to give you a mindset of abundance. And it's that mindset of abundance that's going to start to create the abundance in your life. You have to have the emotional backing of what it is that you desire for it to start to appear in your life. So in this case, what does abundance mean to you? So sit with that for a while. Like, does abundance mean security? Does abundance mean safety? Does abundance mean the opportunity to do the things that you want? So more fun, more freedom, more luxury. Whatever that is that abundance means to you, sit with those characteristics and ask Rasmurta to imbue you with those characteristics. So if it's safety and security in your meditation, sit there and think, okay, what does safety and security feel like in my energy body? And really start to feel those shifts. And look for things where you've, in your memory bank, things where you felt safe and secure, and try to draw on those energies. If it means luxury to you, look at things that are luxurious in your life or have been luxurious in your life, and how did that feel? How did that make you feel? And bask in those energies and start to shift your energy. Because as you start to shift your energy to an energy of abundance, then the universe can start showing you situations, resources, and people that will help bring that abundance into your life. So it's really about creating the abundance mindset. Again, going back to the word abundance and thinking, okay, what does that mean to me? What if I was truly abundant, which we all are, we just don't realize how abundant we are. If I was truly abundant, what would that mean to me? Write down or think of the characteristics associated with abundance, and then start finding the energy of it. And at first, if you haven't done any kind of energy work or frequency work, this will feel a little weird, and it'll take a little practice to go back and find those memories of those characteristics. But work with it for a while, and you'll start to feel the shifts, and then you'll start to see the producing of it in your reality. So just top of mind to me, it's like safety and security and freedom. There's some levity to it. There's a calmness or peace to it. There's a fun aspect to it, because now you have unlimited resources to go do the things that you want to do. There's an adventure to it, especially if you're one that likes experiences and wants to travel and stuff, and abundance would create more of those opportunities. Just come up with the words that you feel like abundance is related to you. You don't need to use my words. The more that it relates to you, the better. And then go back into your memory bank and find those scenarios where you felt a little bit of that, whether it was that safety or security or adventure or fun or freedom. And it can be small moments, because what you're going to do is sit with them and magnify them and just keep repeating that memory in your mind and how it made you feel until you start to shift your energy body and your frequency. So you can call on Rasmurta to help create that abundance mindset, to help create that energy shift for you, and then also use those memories related to those characteristics. So that's Rasmurta. I hope this resonated with you. I really appreciate you, and have a wonderful day. So if you chose card number 3, you have got the goddess Kar. So Kar is the goddess of dreams and prophecy. In her card there, you can see the 2 swans. She would spend half her life as in her goddess form, and then half of it in her swan form. And in her swan form is where she ended up, I don't want to say attracting her lover, but she came to him in a dream and then told him that he had to find her as a swan. And she had numerous swans that hung out with her. So when they were in the lake, he had to pick her out from all the rest of the swans, and he was able to do that. And they lived happily ever after in true love. So she's here to remind us of the power of a pure expression of love. So in this instance, I'm not going to talk about like our direct relationship with the love of our life. It's more so with our relationships with just anybody in our life. The idea is to start looking at them from the perspective of a pure expression of love. So energetically, we are all connected and all basically one energy. And when we start to think of other people like that, then we can have a different perspective of them. Because right now, most of the time we look at people as separately, and we look at them as either pleasing us or not pleasing us. And the idea is to start looking at them as part of our energy, and how can we create a scenario that they can integrate with us and create more harmony. And when we start to look at them from an expression of pure love, then we can start to create that harmony. So people can be really displeasing to us. So how do we look at them from pure expression of love? Well, to have them in your life, you had to like something about them. And maybe right now you're looking at them thinking, I don't like anything about them. But you did at some point. So go back to that point and think about all the things that you did love about them. And really just bask in that energy. Like, are they funny? You know, were they really funny? Like, is that what attracted you to them? Were they really caring? Were they handsome or pretty or just attractive to your eye? Did they just have a sweet nature about them then? You know, whatever it is, you'll know for that particular person. But start looking at them again in that perspective. The thing is that from our true nature, from our energetic body, we are nothing but a pure expression of love. And so if we can start looking at people in that way, we can start shifting things in a really powerful and magical way. The problem is that everybody's personality or ego self has stepped in and created some dissension within the relationship. And so we need to look past that ego body. That ego body, that personality has been created by that person's experiences throughout their lives. And we each have different experiences, so we react to things all differently. And we're looking at that part of the person and not the true inner being of that person. So Carr is calling on us to start looking at everybody in our lives from a different perspective, from a pure expression of love. So find their characteristics that drew you to them in the first place. Even if you can only find one, sit with that one and think about all the times that one was expressed and how it made you feel and how you felt about the person based off of that characteristic. And just really start to magnify that and continue to magnify that. And before you have any interactions with that person, sit with those energies. Because the more you can be in those energies when you have reactions or interactions, I should say, with those people, then your interactions will start to change up and be from the aspect of those characteristics that you adore about them. And if you've had a challenging situation with those people for a while, it can take a bit to do this, but really work with it. Go back and find old pictures and think about those good times that you had with that person and what was it about those good times that you really enjoyed, and what was it about that person in those good times that you really enjoyed, and really just sit with those energies a lot until things start to shift for you. And then your current relationship with that person will start to shift. It has to. You're changing up the energies and the perspective of that person. And you're starting to look at them with a pure expression of love. So that's Car, and she's here to remind us that our true inner selves are nothing but love, and that if we start to look at all the people in our lives from that perspective, we can't help but see them as love, and shift our relationships with them just to be the most magical thing ever. So I hope that resonates with you. I thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and bye for now.